Now, another demo we're going to do right now is one that I think is probably one of the most exciting capabilities of the system, and it kind of brings very visually the concept of your phone and your computer talking to one another to the average user in a very real and measurable fashion. And what we're talking about here is a product we call the Unified Call Connector. Now, this is one of the capabilities of the system that actually is a piece of software that you install on your computer. And what it's designed to allow you to do is have the capabilities of your phone and your computer communicating with one another. Now, the things that we talked about earlier, like, for example, the ability to dial a phone call from clicking on it on your computer, are all coming from the fact that we have technology that enables them to talk to one another. And that is this technology right here, this call connector. So what I'm going to do is give you a demonstration of this call connector client for a moment, and then I'll come back and talk about even some of the server technologies we can also optionally add in. The call connector client, though, is probably the most basic and coolest part of this technology, because what it is it's a small piece of software you can install on your users' computers that's going to give them basically three major capabilities. It's going to give them screen pop call notifications when calls come in. So if you're working away on your computer, you can instantly see who's calling you by caller ID without even looking at your phone. It's going to give you click to dial, the capability to dial phone numbers both out of Outlook as well as out of Internet Explorer and other Windows applications. And it's going to give you what I call phone control or call control via a set of toolbars that run both in Internet Explorer as well as Outlook that enable you to control your phone, and the functions that you normally have to push buttons for on the phone are now going to be built right onto your computer screen. So what we're going to do is do a demo of that. So I'm going to go back to my email, and I'm actually going to pull up my camera again. And what you're going to see here on this phone is I've actually tied my my Outlook rather, to this phone set you see on the screen here. And I'm going to watch and illustrate how my phone and my computer interact without touching my phone. So it's going to be a little bit of magic here, a little David Blaine going on. So the first thing you're going to notice when you look at my email here is that in addition to the email you're going to notice I also have a toolbar sitting up here. And on that toolbar are some buttons that you normally don't see in Outlook, like dial and pick up and forward. And you're going to see a little drop-down box. And if I click on that drop-down box, it's actually got phone numbers in it of people I've called before, my call history. So what this system allows me to do is have access to my phone from my computer. Now I'm going to start with an inbound call. And what you're going to see here is I'm actually going to take another phone from the system, which is in my hand, and I'm going to dial the extension. And you're going to see two things happen when I do this. One is you're going to see the phone in the quick capture go off hook and start ringing, and you're going to see a pop-up right on my computer screen. And as you can see, when the phone starts ringing, it's Dizzy Gillespie calling me. I can come right here with my mouse, click the button to answer that call, and we're immediately in a phone call. I didn't have to touch my phone. I didn't have to do anything with my phone. I'm now in a hands-free automatic call just by clicking with my mouse. But you'll also notice, probably more interesting than that, is that my toolbar up here has now changed. Instead of having dial, for example, I have transfer and conference and hold and hang up. The functions that I normally would have to figure out on the phone are actually presented to me right inside my computer. And of course, what's one of the most natural things that happen is I need to transfer a call, right? Or I need to conference a call. Well, that can be as simple as either picking someone out of my contacts that I want to transfer the call to, or coming up to my little toolbar, typing in an extension I want to transfer to, hitting the transfer button. And as you can see, now there's now an outbound transfer that's popped up on my screen, and you're actually going to hear the other phone call ringing. So now that call, the other user that I'm transferring the call to's phone is ringing, and I'm going to hit transfer again, which is going to pass the call off, and now my phone's back to idle mode. And that's all done with nothing more than clicking with my mouse. Now the same thing goes true from an outbound call perspective. Now I can go to, for example, my contacts, and if I want to pick a number to call, say I want to pick extension 202 or even an outbound extension or outbound phone number, I can, instead of having to look at that phone number and then go transpose those digits onto my phone screen, I can just right-click someone's name and say call. And as you can see in here, by doing nothing more than clicking, my phone has gone off hook, started dialing, and the other person's phone is ringing. And again, these aren't life-altering features, but they're the incremental, very minor, but very positive productivity impacts that are going to impact your employees every single day, every single year, and help make them incrementally faster and more productive at what they do every day. Now, in addition to the Call Connector client, we actually have some even bigger features that are very powerful that involve having an optional piece of server software that goes with the system that would sit on your network. And in that server software, we can augment the client. Instead of just doing click to dial and screen pops and call control, we can actually add in real-time directory and status of users, a technology we call Presence, where just like the screen will show, you can see immediately who's on a phone call. For example, this person here in yellow is on a phone call. This person in green is available to make or receive a call or be transferred to. This person, David Warner here, is in Do Not Disturb mode, and Allison Whiffy is off the system altogether. So what this technology enables us to do is have real-time status for every user would have real-time status of every other user on the system, even if they're remote users or at multiple locations, and be able to know how to best reach them, as well as whether or not you can bring them into a customer-related issue or conference call, etc. In addition to that, but wait, there's more, you also get a built-in instant message server. So if someone is unavailable verbally, you can launch an instant message chat session securely inside the business and have a text message session with them on their computer. And also, if you choose to, you can enable a technology that will give you the ability to extend the system to cell phones using single number reach, where, for example, if someone is unavailable or on the road, when you try to call them, it will automatically out-transfer the calls to their cell phone and allow them to receive that call from their cell phone, as well as transfer it right back into the system. So for a small business, this is usually enterprise-class stuff that usually is either expensive or not even feasible, and we're now delivering it as part of the system as a very affordable option that you can add on. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about just one last feature I think is very interesting, especially in small business, as we try to be more flexible and do more with less, is a feature that's normally in enterprise systems called extension mobility. We've built this system into the base product as well, and it's a capability that allows one phone set to take on the settings and extensions of more than one users. So if you take the scenario, for example, of having multiple shift employees, or maybe having people that are in and out of the office a lot, whether that be salespeople, auditors, lawyers, for example, the ability to walk up to a phone set and when they need to be in the office working, log into that phone set with their username and password for their voicemail and have that phone set actually take on their complete persona, meaning their extension, their voicemail access, their button settings, and then when they leave and they log out and the next person comes right behind them, that phone set can then morph into another extension and allow you to really have a much more powerful value proposition than having to put a dedicated phone set on every person's desk, even though they may only be there 2 hours out of the day.